What's up YouTube? Capital G here, long time no see. We're checking out the first revealed cards from the upcoming Battle of Chaos Core Booster set. This of course is the core set coming after Burst of Destiny. Man, talk about a hard act to follow. And surprise, we are going back to DM, specifically Yugi Moto for this set. Despite the fact, didn't the 7s era already kick off with a Yugi Moto booster set? Refresh my memory because I feel like Rise of the Duelist was definitely a Yugi Gaia set, but I would have bet money that they were going to go with Joey or really Kaiba here, but nope, DM is the gift that keeps on giving. Well, really, yeah, I mean, it really is. DM just is so popular that Konami said, hey, let's just give them some more Dark Magician support. Anyways, we got 5 cards to talk about, and we're going to start with the cutest card, which is basically Karibo cosplaying as Dark Magician. This is a Magic Karibo, level 1 with the Karibo stats, hard once per turn on both of the effects. During the main phase or battle phase, if you took battle damage or you took damage from an opponent's card effect this turn, a quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, special summon a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your deck or graveyard. Second effect, if a face-up spellcaster or spellcasters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. So this is a cute little card, but I think that it's actually better suited for Karibo decks, and I say that because you can't just willingly activate either one of the effects. You really kind of need your opponent to do something. Your opponent has to kill one of your cards, or they have to do some type of damage to you. I like the fact that it feels like the original Karibo. It's definitely in the same spirit, but you know, when I think of such a reactive card, I just think in Dark Magician. You know, I'm never going to use this as like a summon, honestly. I don't want a card that's just necessarily going to be sitting in my hand. It's a cute card, but I think maybe it'd be better served if you were playing like a Dragoon package in a Karibo deck. Like that would probably maximize this card, because then you'd have the Dark Magician to be able to summon from your deck, and you could still get it back from the graveyard when your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is destroyed, because he of course is a spellcaster and not a dragon monster, despite, you know, Dragoon in his name. So yeah, it's a cute card, but I don't think I would actually play it in Dark Magician. Next up is another card that's kind of a blast from the past as well. This is Dimension Conjurer, level 1, 500, hard once per turn on all the effects. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 magical dimension from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Second effect, if this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can draw cards equal to the number of spellcaster monsters you control, then place the same number of cards from your hand on the top of your deck in any order. So this is a card that was so close to being really, really strong in Dark Magician, in my opinion. I think the biggest problem or concern I have with this card is it doesn't have a special summon clause in its effect. There's no inherent way of special summoning this card onto the field, and I think that that pretty much means it's gonna fight for that normal summon with, you know, something like Rod. And I'm sorry, it's not gonna win over Rod, dude. Ever since Rod was a card and it searches all the Dark Magician spells and traps, nothing has ever really been better as far as normal summoning than Rod. And this card is not going to change that. You know, the Magical Dimension is still a very good card. You tribute one of your spellcasters, pop a card on your opponent's side of the field, and also, you know, you get to summon one from your hand. Like, it's still cool, but it's just not good enough to make me run it over something like Rod. I like it. I like the fact that you can recycle Dimension from the graveyard, and you can also put cards on top of your deck in any order, which that can work with Soul Servant, that can work with things like Magical Circle, but yeah, I think this card just has to fight with Rod for that normal summon, and I really just don't think it can win. If it special summoned itself, it would have been significantly better. Heck, even normal summoning souls would be significantly better. Now, we do have a new version of Timaeus, which is really cool, and I wonder, could we see Hermos and you know, Critias down the line? Man, Hermos is so forgotten about. I love Hermos. Anyways, this is Timaeus, the Dragon of Destiny, because, you know, I feel like Konami is kind of open Pandora's box with this card. Like, now you got to give me Hermos and Critias. Level 8, 2800 and 1800. Definitely good stats for a legendary dragon, about what I would expect. All the effects are hard once per turn. You can send 1 spellcaster monster or 1 speller trap that specifically lists the card Dark Magician in its text from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. Second effect, during your main phase, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material, including at least one spellcaster. So that's really nice. Built-in fusion effect, which, you know, Dark Magician does have multiple fusion cards in it, so that's kind of cool. But not only does this let you summon all the fusion monsters in the Dark Magician theme, this more importantly lets you go on the Dragoon. I mean, that's crazy good. Like, people often forget because we just run this Red Eyes plus we run a Red Eyes plus Dark Magician package, that Dragoon can really use any dragon monster. It doesn't have to be Red Eyes Black Dragon, and guess what? This is a dragon monster. So if you get this guy on field, which is not difficult, you know, you could normal summon Rod, get the effect, then give up Rod. You can put souls on the field, get your draws, and then give up souls. You can give up a circle or an eternal soul, anything. Like, those are all easy ways to get this on field. And then if you have a Dark Magician, boom, just activate the effect and go straight into Dragoon. Now, I don't know if Dragoon's still going to be legal by the time we get this card. Maybe Konami will ban Verde Anaconda or something like that. But this will definitely be incredibly strong with Dragoon if that's still legal when we get this. If not, you know, it's still fine. This is a searchable Timaeus, which is nice. You know, you can search this with Soul Servant or the card that we're about to talk about right now, which is just insane. So this is another ritual form of Dark Magician, which is not a new concept. I mean, Magician of Black Illusion, Dark Illusion. Oh my God, what's the card that Yugi beat Mai with in the Battle City quarterfinals? I forget what the name of the card is. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Illusion of Chaos is a level 7 Dark spellcaster, 2100 attack, 2500 defense. You can ritual summon it with Chaos form, but I'm gonna be honest, ain't nobody gonna play Chaos form in this deck. We ain't even gonna ritual summon this card. First and second hard once per turns. First effect is really just the bee's knees. You can reveal this card from your hand, add one Dark Magician or one non-ritual monster that specifically lists that card in its text from your deck to your hand, then place one card from your hand on the top of your deck. Second effect, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can return this card to the hand if you do special summon a Dark Magician from your graveyard, and if you do that, negate the effect. So you got monster negation built into the on-field effect, which is nice. It does come at the cost of returning this guy, but it at least repays itself by summoning a DM from the graveyard. That's all fine and dandy, but as I said, ain't nobody going to be summoning this card. The reason you're going to be using this card is for the first effect. It's basically a Necroz of Brionic for the most important cards in Dark Magician. Now, this card does, well, it comes at the cost of having to put a card back in your deck, but you can just put this card back in your deck, so no harm, no foul. Basically, just reveal this card, search something important like Rods or Magician Soul, and then just put this card back in your deck. And specifically, if you wanted to play Souls outside of Dark Magician, and you're always wondering about, you know, I have to play a brick with souls. Now you don't have to play a brick anymore. Even if you draw this, the quote-unquote brick, you can reveal it, add souls to your hand, put this card back on the top of your deck, and then simply just discard it from the top of your deck, basically, to summon the souls, and it's like you never even had to, you know, the brick was not even a brick there because it technically got you your souls. In Dark Magician, this is an insane card. It's a consistency booster. Souls and Rod are basically the key cards to get to turn 1. If you're going to have any chance of winning with Dark Magician, if you don't get to those cards, you're probably going to lose, and this gets you to those cards. This is possibly a 3 of. People on Reddit are saying it's a 3 of. I think I'm inclined to believe, like, yeah, it's a 3 of, because it gets you to your best cards, and even if you open with one of them, then you just get the other one. So yeah, we ain't going to ritual summon this card, but we are going to use it. Last up is the cover card. This is Dark Master of Chaos. It's a level 8 spellcaster, fusion monster, 3000 attack, 2500 defense, so it's a world beater. Its materials are Dark Magician plus a Chaos or BLS ritual monster. I don't know about that. Your effects are all hard once per turn. First effect, if this card is fusion summoned, target one light or dark monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Second effect, you contribute one light or dark monster, banish all monsters your opponent controls. Third effect, if this fusion summon monster is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one spell in the graveyard and add it to your hand. So I think maybe this might be Konami's answer to, you know, everybody in Yu-Gi-Oh! Says, oh, Cap G, everything has negation. Negation is so boring. Why does everything have negation? This is a card that doesn't have negation and doesn't even have any disruptive effects. However, it's still incredibly strong. I mean, let's be real. all three of those effects are kind of nuts, especially when you put them all together in one package. The second this guy hits the field, he instantly Monster Reborn something, and since you have to put a DM into him to summon it, then at least you can summon a Dark Magician back from your graveyard. You also can banish all your opponent's monsters by, well, just giving up that monster that you just reborn, and then if he dies, you get any spell card from the grave. The power of this card is not in question. The question of this card is, how does we summon it, Cap G? And honestly, I think that the best way to summon this, and you guys may agree or disagree, is probably with the Eye of Timaeus. Honestly, I think it's to cheat the entire process. I think it's to summon or to have a Dark Magician on field, activate Timaeus, and just ignore the whole BLS element. I'm not trying to run BLS ritual monsters in my Dark Magician deck because that's just, you know, clutter that's going to brick my hands. Eye of Timaeus is not a brick. The Eye of Timaeus is a strong card in Dark Magician. It's always been strong. The problem is it's not searchable. I think that on the off chance that I get Timaeus, this is definitely a card worth going into. It's very strong, and giving up 2 cards to summon it is something that I will be willing to do, especially when it's going to pay me back at least 1 card the second it hits the field. And then if my opponent destroys it, it pays me back another card by, I don't know, adding Timaeus back from my graveyard to my hand. Who knows? Just get something good from your graveyard. So I think it's definitely a powerful card. It's worthy of being a cover card. It's definitely better than that shitty Borreload, the Link monster that they gave us for Burst of Destiny. But what do you guys think of the new Dark Magician support? I'm actually, I think it's pretty good. Like, some of the cards are not that good, but the cards that are good, like the Ritual, I mean, magnificent. 3 of. And then the Fusion, I think it's worth running. Like, play Eye of Timaeus. It's just 1 card in your deck that's not really a brick. Anyways, whatever you guys think, you leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always. Hopefully we'll get some other legendary dragons. Maybe we can get some more Dark Magician Girl cards as well.